Here it is, man. Another part of this thing. And let's start working on our identities, right? Identity and these things like this comes about, and coaches say it, but it don't really come to life until you turn the tape on. Cool! Young way, right? It don't come to life till you start working on this stuff and you start to do it yourself, right? But I want this to be a competitive, I want this to be about tough, and I want this to be about a physical football team. And let the results find out where they go. Let them land where they may. Hey, man, we're going to get everything out of every single player in here. I don't give a who you are. I'm going to find out what you can do and how you can do it and see if it can work in the National Football League on our team or somebody else's. Like, that is my goal, for everybody in this room to collect a paycheck somewhere in the National Football League. This is the vision. This is what we sold. This is the plan. As players, now it's on you. How close can we get in this room? How close can we become? How much further can we go? How much more of a leader can you be, AJ? How much more vocal can you be? How can we do it, Koo, all together? Because I believe this in my whole heart of everything. Hustling, right? Hustling. It is the first thing that we have to do. It has to be our foundation. We got to outrun the South, right? Let's be real. We got to outrun the South. We win the South, we go to the playoffs. You get in the playoffs, you don't know what the f can happen. You just don't. Anything, right? Hustling precedes everything. Is everybody with me? Yes, sir. Break it up, man.
Look here, man, I might not be welcome in New Orleans for saying this, and this is awfully disrespectful to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I was already high on the Falcons given what they did this offseason. After watching Ra's speech at that team meeting to start the offseason program, the Falcons about to outrun the South. Give me the Falcons in the NFC South. You know, and I got to contain myself from picking them to go all the way to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, man, like, that got me so fired up. I wanted to run through a wall from Connecticut for Ra after that. And I love this story, and I'm so happy for him. And you know this, we've talked about it before. Like, he talked in that video about identity. And that's a guy that's a leader of men, but that's also a guy who, and it's so important and so underrated, and it's the thing that you can't really tell, that owners, this is one of the big reasons why owners and teams miss on coaches, because they can't really tell what that person is like other than anecdotally or from testimonies from maybe, you know, colleagues or players or what have you, but until you see it, you don't really know what that person is like in front of a room full of men. You know, and can they command a room? Can they command respect the way Raheem Morris clearly can? But that word identity, I kept thinking about him. And he's exactly what I said the Falcons and other teams should be looking for. Because too often they go for the guy, and he did a fantastic job with that young Rams defense last year. But too often they want the hot guy, they want the next wonderkin, they want the 33-year-old Raheem Morris that got the job in Tampa back in the day, succeeding John Gruden. They want the next big thing. They want somebody on the offensive side of the ball. They want a quarterback whisperer. They think they know what they want. They want the person that the media is trumpeting. You know, the Ben Johnsons, no disrespect, you know, perfectly qualified, but the person whose name is on the lips of analysts all the time, as opposed to the coach who went through it. And specifically offense.
And a lot of times, offensive players,
right, that's what I said. Right, that's why I said quarterback whisperer. But, like, instead of the guy who went through it to get to it. You know, Raheem Morris, when you watch him just now, what you see is the guy, you see the guy, and I was just reading, I think Go Long had an interview with Herm Edwards. You see the guy who was at Hofstra asking Herm Edwards to mentor him. You see the guy who worked under John Gruden and Mike Shanahan and Sean McVay. You see the guy who's close friends with Mike Tomlin. You see the guy who has worked on both sides of the ball. You see the guy who was the interim head coach in Atlanta when Arthur Blank said if he went undefeated, he can get the job or get serious consideration. Life comes full circle. Life is funny this way. You see the guy who's just been through so much and knows who he is, knows how he wants to communicate with his players, knows how he wants his organization to look, based on the organizations that he's been a huge part of, the places he's experienced success, and the places he's experienced failure. This is such a great, not just football story for the Falcons and for the NFL, but a great life story. Like 48-year-old Raheem Morris, who's been through these storms and weathered these storms, and how much more prepared he is now than somebody, an offensive genius, an offensive mastermind, so to speak, who's never been a head coach or who's only experienced success. You know, that's the other thing about, we often talk about, like, why so many of Bill Belichick's Patriots assistants never worked out, or for the most part never worked out. Could it be because they only knew not just the Patriot way, but one way, and that's a winning way? Do they truly know how to handle real adversity? You know what I'm saying? Like, or is it like trading places, and then Louis Winthrop III trying to learn how to live poor? You know, when they go somewhere else trying to rebuild it from the ground up. Just a theory, but give me a coach that's got scars. Give me a coach that's been through it to get to it. Give me a coach like Raheem Morris who knows who he is and who's learned from so many people and learned from mistakes, learned from trial and error. I'm so fired up about the Falcons, in case you couldn't tell, Michael.
I can tell. I can tell. And you know, there are a couple of things. Let me just temper your enthusiasm just a little bit, and say that we always make fun of teams, and by we I mean you, because I came out a couple of weeks ago wearing my Philadelphia Eagles T-shirt, and you're like, oh, they won the off season, they won the press conference. Oh, that's what you got. That's what you got. You wearing your T-shirt. Yeah. So he won the first meeting. So Raheem Morris wins the first meeting, and you're like, oh, here we go.
Falcons going to the Super Bowl.
I'm taking the Falcons. Who's this? Hey, he shouted out a lot of people. I enjoyed it. He shouted out Grady Jarrett. Hey, Grady, he's done so much for Atlanta. His boy got commercials. His mama's got commercials. Family got commercials. Hey, good job. I love what you're doing. And he shot AJ, everybody, coaches. I didn't hear him. He made a reference to Kirk Cousins. But that's your quarterback? Oh, okay. That's going to get you over the top? Kirk Cousins? You need a lot more in Atlanta. You need a lot more to bring that whole thing together. And
I think it's safe to say he's an upgrade. Safe to say he's at least, at minimum, an upgrade, a significant upgrade, provided he's healthy. Okay. They got that going for us, right?
But you're in the backyard, in the South. You're like, yeah, you got to run the South. I like it. I like all this stuff. We got to run the South, make the playoffs. You win the division,
make the playoffs. You don't know what the can happen.
You don't know what the can happen. Okay, I like it. But you just happen to be in the same division as the three-time defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who ran it back, got it all coming back, got Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans and Godwin and everybody else coming back, got their head coach, Todd Bowles, who's been through something himself.
Yes.
And who's had some success himself.
Yes.
So I like it. It's good content. I'm not sure
it's great content.
If it translates to division.
You're not believing the hype? Listen, on paper, and I know they don't play it on paper, but on paper, this team looks good. And they got the 9th pick? That's the Bears. They got the 10th pick. Or is that the Jets? Where did the Falcons pick?
No, the Jets have the 10th pick.
Oh, is it? Jets have to.
You
Falcons
all over
pick
the
8th?
place.
I'm all over the place this morning. I think Falcons pick 8th. They somewhere up in there. Okay, hey. They got a pretty high pick. They got a good shot at getting a blue chip prospect.
And we got relationships. I got relationships with everybody. I'm talking about Arthur Blank. I'm talking about Terry. Bijan.
Come on, man.
I'm talking to everybody. Hey,
when a coach tells me,
Kirk Cousins,
I'm trying to get you paid. Listen, man, you got jokes. When a coach tells me, I'm trying to get you paid here or somewhere else, I got you, dude. Whatever you say. Because that just and when we didn't play, he talked about how mental health is real, okay? And that they're going to be available to them and make resources available to them to support them, not just professionally, but also personally. He talked about, hey, just like we call you out when you're not playing good football, call us out when we're not doing. Yeah, I mean, how do you not respond to a guy like
goes,
that? How do you
noted? Noted. I got you, player. I sure will. I sure will. Week 4 and 5, 4 and 5. We got you. I'm ready to go. But look, man, I'm excited about it. I like the content as well. I'm just not sure about the Falcons in this division. I think they are. I mean, they're competitive, but I still think they're looking up at Tampa Bay.
All right.
Not to mention your New Orleans Saints. They don't have a quarterback.
I know. I mean,
the Saints don't have a quarterback.
Yeah. Wait, what? Wait, what?
The Saints have a quarterback? Who's
I'm sorry. Oh, word? Okay. That's interesting. Because we spent I'm not even trying to get into this. I'm not even trying to get into this. Honestly, I don't want to get into this. I don't want to.
I ran into that wall. I ran into that wall that you were about to run through. But I ran into it and bounced back. Oh, I didn't even realize what I just said.
Because when I said Derek Carr was all right, you act like I was being mad disrespectful. I didn't ask who the Saints quarterback was. So that wasn't that long ago when you were caping up for Derek Carr trying to put him in your top 10 alongside Russell Wilson. So that's interesting. Who's the Saints quarterback? Okay, noted. As you would say, noted.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.